All right, hey, let's see if we're up and running. We're going to do some character design work today for the martial power system. We're making 4th level characters for our playtesting that's going to be taking place on Saturday mornings from now on. So give me a second here. I'm going to check my signal, make sure stuff is coming through correctly. It's going to take a minute for me to do this, so you can skip forward if you want to like a minute forward, and we'll get into the meat of it. Give me a second here while I go through all the yeah, okay, looks like we're doing okay up here. I'm going to grab the link here. Let's listen in real fast to see if we're good. Yeah, we're doing pretty good there. Okay, cool. So I can grab this and I can do my social media postings real quick. I'm going to yammer here for a second, just to intro myself here, so you can tune in, tune out as you please. I just appreciate y'all checking this stuff out. So my name is Phil Kearney. Hey, what's up? I create role-playing games. I illustrate them, and I publish them online. And apparently, I'm having we're creating level 4 characters using martial powers for playtesting. There we go. And post that, and then do another post here. And we're building level 4 characters using martial powers for playtesting. Hey, how you doing? Omni, what's going on, my guy? Let me. I'm having. Yeah, I'm doing some social media postings here, and I don't know how to do it smoothly. Well, I mean, I guess like some people just like don't show their screen or stuff and do stuff in the background while music plays and stuff, but I'm not that sophisticated yet. So I'm just gonna kick through an intro here real quick. My name is Phil Kearney. What's up? I create role-playing games, I illustrate them, I publish them online, and we are creating content for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. I've been a DM since 1987. I've been a Magic the Gathering enthusiast since 1995. A freelance illustrator since 1999, and I've been creating content on the DMsGuild since 2018. Actually, the first book that I created that published on DMsGuild was the Color Mana Spell Point Variant Rules that replaces the 8 schools of magic and spell slots in D&D. Shut up. With a color mana, my phone is apparently badooping at me. I don't need that in my life. Thank you. Yeah, I've been creating role-playing games since Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica came out. I'm a big enthusiast of Magic the Gathering, the 8 schools of magic, and the spell slot system of D&D. It was kind of a letdown. Considering how heavy mechanical design 3rd edition was about creating a campaign and then building all sorts of unique mechanics around it. We kind of thought, since it was still in the early production of 5e, that we would see something like that come out of Wizards of the Coast, considering they own both D&D and Magic the Gathering. But alas, earwax, it was not to be. So I took it upon myself to build it. So it's on the DMsGuild now, and now we're creating mana options for the martial characters. So all the spellcasters can use color mana to express their character and do cool stuff. Now we're creating the martial power system so that all the martial and half-caster characters can have as much flexibility and selection options that the full casters have, but using martial powers, which is a different type of magic that works differently than spellcasting does. So that's my intro spiel here on YouTube. Like, subscribe. Hey, new subscribers, thanks a lot, guys. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notification of when we're live in the future. Here is the playtest document that we're going to be using to gather, to create our characters. You are welcome to check this stuff out as well here. It's a read-only document for you, but you can click on that. And then the full playlist for our stream here is here, and there's another color mana system, I think, here. Here's all the books that we've created, including the color mana system that all have free previews you guys can take a look at. And the martial power system, we're playtesting it inside of Roll20. So we've built here, I think you can see this on your screen, right? Hold on. You should be able to see this on your screen. But yeah. You can see it trailing off here on the side. Very good. Okay, so what I've done is I've created a bunch of blank character sheets that since this is all playtest content, it's really difficult to be able to get a character sheet that's going to be compliant with just adding in a bunch of like homebrew third-party content stuff. So I built these simple character sheets that all characters have access to. So when we're building these characters, we're going to work basically, hey Steve, we're going to work in basically 3 different tiers, I think, T-I-E-R-S. So we're going to build a mana, a character that doesn't need to use mana. We're going to use a character that leans into making use of mana, and then we're going to build that like kind of like has light mana usage, and then we're going to go with a heavy mana dependent character that uses their mana and character options to create different types of action loops. So we're going to start off simple. If I build this right, we might only have 2 tiers because I might not be able to have enough mechanical difference between simple versus complicated to have a middle ground. We'll see, but these initial characters aren't going to rely on mana at all, and then we're going to build more complicated characters tomorrow and on Friday. So I've got basically an hour and a half to play today before I need to check out for the night. And we'll be back tomorrow morning for artwork for the Eberron adventure that we're creating. And I think we'll probably be back on like around 11 o'clock tomorrow, lunchtime here in Seattle. I think I've got some stuff I got to do in the afternoon. So without further ado, too late, let's change the name of this. This is going to be a simple. I'm going to start with a Battlemaster, simple fighter Battlemaster. Level 4. This is going to be available to all the characters, so anyone can just pick up this character and use it. So we're changing the name, and you can see the name change down here. Simple Fighter. There you go. So let's edit this. So we're going to. I haven't practiced this, so we're going to be a little off the cuff here. So if it seems a little fevered, that's probably my fault. Let's drop this down so it's a decent size. I don't need to have a window there. Okay, so we're up here. We'll go with Simple Fighter Battlemaster Level 4. And then species background. Species, I don't care what species it's going to be. It's going to be whatever. But let's peel open the Martial Power document. Again, you have access to it right here. And we're going to hit the Control F button and go to background so that we find our backgrounds so we can integrate the backgrounds that we're making use of. We have the Ravnica guild backgrounds that we created. We have the Strixhaven college backgrounds that we've created. There's, of course, the backgrounds that are in the Player's Handbook 2024, but we're going with a Magic the Gathering direction, so we're going to stay inside that flavor. And we have Theros Piety, but that hasn't been built out for the gods. I got to say, Theros is by far my weakest of the MTG D&D settings. So Battlemaster off the cuff makes me think about Boros, or more so perhaps Azorius Senate. More because a Battlemaster to me feels like a veteran soldier that is disciplined and thinks about commanding and bolstering their allies more than their own personal glory. They would give up their own action economy to help the team around them succeed, and their success is more as a Gretzky support role character. So that's the kind of thought that I'm thinking there. That makes me want to say Azorius. So we're going to go with the Azorius Senate and see what cool stuff that we're going to get from Azorius. Ability bonuses, intelligence, wisdom, or choose to. So we're going to go with standard array, and we're going to go with a fighter. Let's see if I can get my document to play along nicely with me. Let's see. Strength. Actually, I need to roll. We'll go with, so the standard array is what, 16. Is that right? Hold on. It's 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right. That's your standard array. So let's go with 15 for strength and 12 for dexterity, 13 for constitution, 10 for intelligence, 11 for wisdom, and we'll dump stat charisma, which is, the way. So that's our initial stat block, and then looking at Azorius Sinnet. Azorius Sinnet, white, blue magic. And then the class subclass is going to be Fighter, Battlemaster, level 4. There's our stat line. How do we modify our stats? Let's see. Equals ability bonus, recommended, intelligent, wisdom. Or I could just choose 2. So I can get is it a +2 +1 or a +1 +1 +1? I think that's how ability modifiers work these days. So let's add a +1 here. And let's add a +2 here. And then we can pick up a feat later on to boost our constitution. So we got a +3 bonus here, got a +1 here, get a +2 here, we get a -1 here, 0, there we go. And we're 4th level, so our saves are strength and constitution, so we'll get a +5 here, +1, +4 here, +0, +0, -1. And so that takes care of our stat line, background, and species. Let's go down to our class, subclass features, species features, and then background features. Azorius Sinnet. Let's see. What does the Azorius Sinnet give us? Skill proficiencies, insight, and intimidation. That is horrible. Let's jump over and create this. There, bop, bop, bop. There. Select all, cut, paste, blop, there. Skill proficiencies, insight, and we also get tools calligraphy set. Here, bop, 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 bop. And what else do we get? Origin feat, choose an origin feat. We'll go fetch one of those. And then legal authority, which is legal authority is hold on real quick. Bonus powers and spells. Ba, 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 ba. Let's do it like, no, let's do it like this. All cut, paste. There. Origin feat. So let's go find an origin feat real quick in ye old D&D Beyond. And we'll go to origin feat, origin feat. Origin feats. Let's see, Azorius Sinnet. Savage Attacker, Skilled. Savage Attacker, Magic Initiate, Alert. Let's go with Alert. When you roll initiative, you add your proficiency bonus to your roll. Initiative swap immediately after you roll your initiative. You can swap your initiative with the initiative of one willing ally in the same combat. That feels like a Battlemaster thing to do, so let's take Alert. Bonus powers and spells up to 1st level, and legal authority. Legal. I happen to know that legal authority equals have the right to question and enter areas in pursuit of lawful investigations. Says the Azorius Senate is basically the police force for the Ravnica setting. Legal authority grants them the right to question citizens and enter areas in pursuit to question citizens and enter areas in pursuit of lawful investigations. That just happens to be what they do. When we have 3 renown, we gain bonus powers and spells up to... How does that work? Let's go look at our stack here again real quick. You start with 3 renown, Ravnica in your chosen guild, chosen college, chosen piety. Let's see, museum gear, backgrounds, bonus powers and spells. So we have 3 renown. We get let's see, bonus powers and spells. Choose one. 1 second. We should have a list. Let's go background. We should have more listings for background, so let's go find it. I think we have a list. Nope, I guess, hold on. No, they should exist. Let me scroll down here to the end. I think that's where they're currently at. I'm disorganized, sorry about that. Working our way. Monsters using power. XP tables. Traps. Huh, hold on. Echo Knight. Full casters, let's get past the full casters. Features. Druid. Cleric. Bard. I'm embarrassing myself in front of my friends. Did I not flesh out the powers that you get for each of the Okay, I'm gonna have to resolve that, but for now I guess we'll stick to the course. So at 3rd rank, you get access to 1st level spells and powers. But we don't have a selection of powers yet for what you gain with the Azorius Senate specifically. Hey, thanks, Liam Timer. So I guess let's build out a list of what the Azorius character would get. So we're gonna go to our list of powers. Azorius Senate is organization and denial. It also shuts down abilities, white and blue magic. Let's see, what's some fun stuff that we could toss on for a reaction? And let's see. Deflecting, triumphing, interpose, reposition, retaliate as a reaction to taking damage, interpose. Let's look at maneuvers, bonus attack, coordinate attack, curse of the clouded mind, distract, target you can see, goad, quick help. Oh, quick investigation and quick interaction. Those feel like fun powers that we could gain. So quick interaction is you can use when I spend a point of mana, I can use the search or study action as a bonus action. And when I spend a point of mana, I can spend a point of mana to use the influence or study action as a bonus action. The search, you can search or study as a bonus action. You can influence or study as a bonus action. The study's a little redundant. Influence. Let's look at the rules of the game. Let's see. Let's go to character creation. And player styles, ongoing dice, and 6 abilities, proficiency, actions. Let's see if there's a better action to use for influence. Search, influence, and study is intelligence, arcana, and history, intelligence, nature, religion. Is there an insight check? Search comes from insight. Ready, magic, influence. No, we're going to do them both. They feel like the most Azorius, they feel like the most investigation sort of thing to do. So that's what I want to do. Let's see. I feel like I've lost my mind. That's there. That's there. There it is. So we're going to go up to the fighter. There you go. Fighters. Fighters. Here we go. Okay, cool. So first off, let's go pluck that. Let's go pluck those options. Where did I have those options? Come here, buddy. There you are. Quick investigation and quick interaction. We're going to grab those. If I was a spellcaster, I'd be able to pick 2 spells. Bonus spells, bonus powers, equal. And then let's go to here, there, bop, 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 there. And then legal authority. Okay, cool. So that takes care of my backgrounds. I don't have the species picked out, so let's just go, I don't know, human. And what does the human get? Creating a character. Conditions. Playing the game. Character classes. Character species. Origins. Acolyte. Human. Speed is 30. Resourceful. Skillful. You gain proficiency in 1 skill. So let's go with proficiency, 1 skill equals, and what did we get already? We already got insight and intimidation. So let's go with search. Resourceful, you gain heroic inspiration when you finish a long rest. Resourceful equals 1 inspiration point when you finish a long rest, which is a D20 reroll. And then versatile, you gain an origin feature skill of your, you get skilled. Versatile equals skilled feat. Skilled feat's a good feat. Let's go with that. That's going to give us more shit. Let's see. Skilled. You gain proficiency in any combination of 3 skills or tools of your choice. So skilled feat equals, let's say, thieves' tools. Survival. And what we got, insight already. Investigate. Let's go with negotiate. So we're getting a stack of skills here lining up. So we're going to get negotiate. We're going to get survival, thieves, tools. What was it? Insight, investigation. I think that's all of them, right? Insight. Oh, it was intimidation. I think that's all of them. Let's see. Insight, intimidation, check. Search. Thieves, tools. Search isn't a skill. What I meant was perception. Thank you. Survival, negotiate. Negotiation and perception. There it is. Negotiation. Perception. Survival, thieves, soul, insight, intimidation. There you go. That's my stack of skills that I get off the cuff before my character. And the spells and skills and powers that I get, including feats, is alert plus quick investigation and quick interaction. Give me a second. Is we're going to go with alert equals prof in initiative plus swap initiative with ally, which is a very Battlemaster thing to do. Power equals maneuver 1 equals power equals maneuver 1 equals, and then what else do we got? We'll add in the proficiency bonuses later. I don't want to bog us down any more than I've already bogged us down. This all checks out so far. Check, 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 check. So we'll add in our attacks here in a few. We got our bonuses already added in here. We're going to be 4th level characters. So let's go back up to here. And so we can look at our list. And we'll go to where you at, Jive Turkey? Nope, that's not it. All right, let's go down here to fighters. Dot, 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 dot. And we've got this. Here's our powers. And here is, yeah, here's our powers. Here's our fighters. So let's go down to fighter. Fighter. There we go. Okay, so basic fighter, you're going to get the D10 hit points. D10. We'll just go with 10 at first level as usual, and then we'll go 5 or 11 per 2. So it'll be 15, 16, 26 plus our modifiers. And our modifier is plus 2. So that's 8. So we're going to have 34 hit points at 4th level. The amount of mana that we have at 4th level is going to be 4 mana. We get that back on a short rest. And it's going to be split between white and blue. We'll figure out how we want to split the mana. And your color can either just be narrative, or you can actually devote each of those 4 points to either white or blue and set your different disciplines. You got exploits, maneuvers, strikes, reactions, and sustained powers. Sustained powers are typically either color. Sorry, you've got five disciplines as opposed to schools of magic, right? So you've got 5 disciplines that you can spend mana on to channel these effects. Exploits modify your actions and dice. Maneuvers are things that you can do as an action or as a bonus action, kind of point and click effects. Reactions are triggers when certain conditions happen. Strikes are on-hit effects. When I hit with a weapon, I can then spend mana to deal extra damage and cause a condition, kind of like 2014 Paladin Smites could, but any character can do them. Paladins can just do them a hell of a lot better than anyone else, so they still get to stand out in that sense. But it becomes a general utility through combat that you get to use to debuff your enemies, if not just outright kill them. And then there are the sustained powers, which are personal buff effects, kind of like auras, or like concentration effects that modify your own character, but just your character. They stay on until you're incapacitated or they're dispelled, and they do not require concentration. They're calibrated to not require concentration. You are a martial character. You're supposed to be taking hits if you do your job right. So that's hence the development of the sustained powers, so that you can have concentration effects on yourself without losing them. And we'll add in attacks later as we go. So we have our hit points. We'll figure out our armor class when we get there. These are currently blanks. There's our mana pool. That's cool. Now let's go down to look at the actual fighter. And now, okay, great. So the fighter has 2 second winds. Second wind. 2 times second wind. Regain 1 on short rest. Roll 1d10 plus level. Hit points, I think that's how that works. Let's go check out second wind real quick. '24 fighter. Hopefully this is at least moderately entertaining for people. Let's see. Fighting style is you no longer gain a fighting style. You no longer gain a weapon mastery. Those are just powers that your character can acquire as opposed to mana powers. So when your character is at first level, you have a total of 4 prepared powers, which can include weapon masteries. It can include fighting styles, as well as other feats or actual mana spend powers. By the time you get to 4th level, you've got a total of 7 of them on top of the bonus ones that you get from your subclass, as well as the bonus that you get from your Ravnica or Strixhaven or Theros background. So we'll have 7 of them, and we can sustain and we can channel up to 1st rank powers, and we get an ASI. So we're going to include that in here. ASI equals gain plus 2 stats. So I'm going to put my stats into Constitution and Wisdom. So this becomes a +1, and this becomes a +1. This becomes a +5, and this becomes a +3. And that means that this goes up by 4. I now have 38 hit points on average. So that's cool. ASI. Feats. Powers. ASI equals +1 con +1 wisdom. And what else did we get? Skilled. Azorius Senate. Human. Equals pick 3 skills, tools. ASI. Those are currently the dun. There we go. Okay, cool. So those are feats. Unless I decide to get more feats, which could be fighting styles, weapon masteries, or just general feats. I don't have prerequisites. If I prepare a feat, it has no prerequisites, but I don't gain any stat bonuses either. So it's kind of a wash. If I want stat gains, I have to take a feat at 4th, 6th, 8th, etc. level that will give me a stat gain. It works like normal. We scrubbed, as you can see here, we've scrubbed weapon masteries and we've scrubbed fighting styles from here. because we can have any number of them that we want. But I do want to look up how Second Wind works. I wish they had these hyperlinked like they used to. It's a shame that they don't anymore. I guess it was just too much work. D10 plus your fire level. Bonus action. So let's go to class features equals 2 times Second Wind. 2 times Second Wind. Regain 1 on short rest. Bonus action equals roll 1d10 plus level. Bonus action equals gain HP 1d10 plus 4. And we have a kicker effect for Second Wind using the fighter subclasses, the fighter martial power system. And that is tactical recovery. When you activate Second Wind, rather than regaining hit points, you can regain a number of mana equal to the max rank of power gained as a fighter. Currently, you only have, your max rank as a fighter is 1. So when you spend Second Wind, you only get 1 mana back, which isn't such a horrible deal considering you only have 4 mana. You get it back on a short rest, but it's very limited. So instead of getting hit points, I could get mana back. That's not so bad. Again, for those that are not indoctrinated into the system yet, and perhaps this is your first blush with it, aside from having the half-casting scaffolding of gaining powers from level 1 to 5 at 1, 5, 9, 13, 17, and we have the power die, which acts as a superiority die, martial arts die, bardic inspiration die. It starts with a D6, becomes a D8, and then it elevates to a D10. We gain 1 mana on short rest per level, starting at level 1. And our prep powers start at 4 and end at 23, plus the 10 we get from our subclass and the 10 that we get from our Ravnica, Strixhaven, or Theros background. Otherwise, the background that you get from the PHB doesn't grant you any. So there's that. Let's see. And then the thing that we really want to pay attention to is empowered actions, which I've talked about before, obviously. But just to remind you again, you can generate mana during your turn by sacrificing action economy. If I sacrifice movement for the turn, which means I can't move, dash, or anything like that. I can teleport, because teleporting isn't technically movement. That's a caveat. However, under normal circumstances, I cannot move. I cannot willingly move myself. And during my turn, if I get a reaction that lets me move, then I could move during that reaction, but that burns my reaction. So if I sacrifice my movement action economy, I can generate a free point of mana to spend on anything that I want. If I sacrifice my bonus action, I can generate at this level 1 point of mana. And if I have attacks, when I take the attack action, I can sacrifice 1 or more attacks. Each attack sacrificed this way grants me a point of temporary mana. So I could, at 4th level, potentially generate 1 point, 2 point, 3 points of mana, but I would have ran out of action economy. There's nothing for me to spend it on. So I would at most want to generate 2 points of mana to spend on stuff. Like I could not move and sacrifice my bonus action to make an attack and boost the attack with 1 point of mana. And if I hit, then boost the damage with 1 point of mana. But I'm not building that kind of a character. I'm trying to build the most simple, non-mana reliant character that I possibly can to keep it very simple for characters to be able to use their character, for new players to be able to use their characters easily. So when I'm building these mana effects, I want to build them so that they don't have to actually think about mana if they don't want to. So having said that, absolute simplest type of character that we can build. Class features, Second Wind. Let's see, tactical recovery equals spend Second Wind, gain 1 mana instead of HP. And then ASI. Let's go back up to our character. Here. What else do we get? We got the Second Wind. We have channeling feature, which is gaining powers in the first place, right? In the mana pool and all that. So basically becoming a spellcaster. Tactical recovery modifies Second Wind. 2, we get action surge and tactical mind. action surge equals 1 times action surge, regain 1 on short rest, take extra action, cannot be magic action. I think that's how that works. Let's double check our rules down here real quick. Second wind. We skip weapon mastery because that's just now a power. Action surge. You can push yourself beyond your normal limits on your turn. You can take one additional action except for the magic action. Once you use this feature, you can't do it again until you finish a short or long rest. Turn at 17. You can use it twice before a rest, but only once on a turn. Cool. Tactical Mind. You have a mind for tactics on and off battlefield. When you fail an ability check, you can expend your second wind. There we go. Tactical Mind. Equals fail a roll. When you fail an ability check, you can expend your second wind to roll a d10 and add the number rolled to the ability check, potentially turning it into a success. Do we have Tactical Mind modified? No, Tactical Mind is not mentioned, so it's not changed. Fail an ability check. Spend second wind. Is it a reaction or is it just do? When you fail an ability check, you can expend a use of your second wind to push yourself towards success rather than regaining hit points. You roll 1d10 and add the number rolled to the ability check, potentially turning it into a success. If the check fails, the use of second wind isn't expended. I love that. So spend second wind, fail in check, spend second wind to add 1d10. If it still fails, regain second wind. There you go. And then the action surge and fighting styles, ability improvements. Okay, that's all the class features that you get for a fighter. ASI equals gain a feat. And then the feat that we gained, ASI. There we go. So those are the subclass. Oh, those are the class features, and then Battlemaster. We'll start adding in the Battlemaster features. So let's first drop down here and go fighter, like that. Battlemaster. So the Battlemaster starts using martial powers. Battlemaster. Okay, so at third level we gain bonus powers. And the bonus powers that we get is Anticipate and Coordinated Attack. So let's add those to our list. Bonus powers equals Anticipate, reaction 1, and coordinate attack maneuver 1. So then we'll go down to our list of powers, or up to our list of powers, as the case may be. We'll do that. Powers. Feats. We'll go Maneuver 1 equals first rank maneuver. It costs 1 mana. Maneuver. Reaction 1 equals anticipate. And we'll look at that in a second. And then maneuver 1, main. Maneuver 1 equals coordinated attack. Period, which is coordinated attack. Here we go. You can empower 1 ally per mana expended, and at first level we can only expend 1. So you can empower 1 ally per mana expended this way. So I can empower 1 ally that I can see or hear to use their reaction to make an attack. Rolling 1 power die per mana, which is 1, and it's a d6, right? So expended this way, adding the highest result to the attack against a target you and your ally can see. So let's go ahead and copy that. Paste, copy, blop, and then into the character sheet here, coordinated attack. You can empower 1 ally that you can see or hear to use their reaction to make an attack, rolling 1 power die, adding the result to the attack against a target you and your ally can see. So there you go. Hey, you, go attack that thing. I'll use a reaction. I'll hit them. I'll roll my power die and add that to their attack roll, highly increasing the chances that they're going to hit. Super useful, always effective. Costs 1 mana. These all cost 1 mana right now. So we're going to finish getting our bonus list of powers, and then we're going to look at how we can remove the mana cost so that your character doesn't have to worry about it anymore. And this is a maneuver, so you can use this as an action or a bonus action. Technically, it's a magic action or bonus action. So when you use your action surge, you could use it on anything other than a maneuver. However, you could use your action surge to generate a point of mana from your attack to then use your regular action as a magic action to then make coordinated attack or any of these first rank maneuvers free to use. And then I could also use that action. I could also use a bonus action to use also another maneuver. So I can use a maneuver twice in the same turn, including the same maneuver. So, and then anytime I sacrifice an attack using the attack action, I generate mana from it. But you do not generate mana from attacks in a bonus action. Like, for example, 11th level monk has flurry of blows and makes 3 attacks. That's going to cost you a point of mana. It doesn't generate 3 mana. So, because it's a bonus action attack. So you have to make that caveat there. You also don't gain bonus attack like from haste or celerity. If it's not an attack that you normally get from your normal attack, like if it's a bonus action that can be used to make an attack, that's not the attack action giving you an extra attack. However, if there are class features or powers that do add attacks to your attack action, those do count towards sacrificing mana to generate more mana during your own turn if you wanted to. But again, we're going to make this character so they don't have to use mana at all. So hold on tight while we build out the character to do so. Let's go look at the anticipate reaction. Anticipate, there we go, as a reaction to when a creature within range of your weapon attack that you can see makes an attack. Before they roll to hit, you make an attack against it. So if you kill them with this reaction, then they can't harm your allies. So that's a really good defense. We're going to be building this character to basically be a guardian. So as a reaction to when a creature within range of your weapon attack that you can see makes an attack, before they roll to hit, make an attack against it. There you go. And we have the ability with alert to swap our initiative around so we can get a high, fast initiative so we can outpace our enemies, so we can anticipate their attack so that we can get that attack off and prevent them. So as a reaction to when, there's ways we're going to want to manipulate that in the future. First strike is great. You can make an attack roll instead of an initiative roll. That's super fun. But if I were to use alert with it, then my attack roll If I swap it with somebody else, that would become my attack roll. And more likely, if I'm picking a lower initiative order, I'm going to have a lower attack. But if I stink roll my attack roll and if I use first strike, which we don't currently have, but if I were to use first strike, then I would be able to use my ally's higher initiative roll as my attack roll, and thus maybe be able to convert that attack into a hit. First strike. Let's actually go look at first strike. I think that's a exploit. Yeah, but it's a third rank exploit, so it costs 3 mana for us to use it. So we won't have access to that until 9th level. But yeah, here it is. When you roll initiative, if an enemy is within range of your weapon attack, make an attack against that enemy instead. The result of the roll is your initiative count, in addition to dealing any damage if the attack succeeds. So there you go. Not bad. Super cool. Out of reach for now. So we're going to let that one go. But we have our maneuver, reaction. These are all our free powers that we get from our background, Azoria Senate. And these two are coming from our subclass for the Battlemaster. That is a total of 4 powers that are free. So for us to be able to really lean into and take advantage of these, what we're going to do is we're going to go down to the feats. So feats as powers. Again, we can take any origin feat. We can take any general feat. Fighting style and weapon masteries are listed separately, but weapon masteries also count as feats. So you could take weapon masteries or you could take feats. So what we're going to do specifically is take efficient power. And efficient power, let's scroll down and look at that. Efficient power requires the channeling class feature, which we have, but I didn't list in our list of class features. Channeling, mana, powers. There you go. So, efficient power is repeatable. Choose 1 power from the discipline list when you select this feat up above. When you channel the chosen power, you gain 1 temporary point of mana to do so. Like we were talking about action economy. If I sacrifice my movement, I generate a free point of mana. With efficient power, every time I use a power that is efficient, it generates a point of mana for me. So if I'm using first rank powers, if it only costs 1 mana like this said, I can use any amount of mana up to my maximum amount of mana. Like at first level, it's only 1. So that means I can only spend 1 point of mana. But if I make these powers efficient, simply channeling these powers generates a point of mana that gets spent on it. If like we were looking at first strike up above, it's a 3rd rank power. It costs 3 mana to use. If I spent a feat to learn efficient power for first strike, it's still a 3rd rank power, but I only have to use, it generates 1 point for free. I only have to find 2 more points of mana, either in my mana pool or with my action economy, to be able to generate those 2 additional points. In the case of first strike, I don't have access to any of my action economy yet because because I'm rolling initiative and I'm making the attack with rolling initiative to see when I act. But the simple act of attacking is my initiative. So I'm getting a free attack in while we're rolling initiative, but it's not technically my turn yet because I could roll a 13 and my enemy could roll a 15. And if my 13 hits that target, I'll damage them, but then it's their turn and I have to wait till the rest of my turn. So I don't get to jump up in order. My attack roll is my initiative order. I just get to hit them early as part of rolling initiative. So it's what everyone tries to do. So instead of continuously telling people, no, you can't make an attack before you make an initiative roll, well, if you want to spend 3 points of mana, you can. So that's how you can shut up people that want to be able to do that. Well, go ahead and spend the points and you can do it. But you can see how efficient power is still expensive to use for anything that's above a first rank power. But all the first rank powers, they essentially become free things as though they were feats, which is appropriate because a lot of these things, there's a lot of feats now, like fighting styles like interpose and stuff like that, that are basically Battlemaster maneuvers that they converted into a free feat to use. Because it's defensive and it still deals damage to everybody, you're just distributing who takes the damage. In that same spirit, weapon masteries are effectively like feats as well that you can trigger with attacks. And those don't cost any mana to do either. They're kind of like cantrips. So the spending a feat to make a first rank power free to use is basically making it a cantrip that stays in line with all the other feats and weapon masteries, but it costs you resources to get access to that way. So fun usage. So I'm going to spend 4 of my 7 known powers, again at 4th level. I have 7 powers, but only 4 mana per short rest, unless I'm willing to give up action economy. I have 7 powers total. I've gained 4 for free, and they're all obviously first rank because I'm still only 4th level. So I'm going to take every single one of these and make them free to use. There. Now we're going to go back up to the feats. Actually, we're going to keep these separate from feats because feats and powers. But we'll put them first. Feat equals efficient power. Quick investigation. Feat equals efficient power equals quick interaction. Feat equals efficient power equals coordinated attack. Feat equals efficient power equals anticipate. You know what? Let's stack these differently. Let's do it like this. Huh? What happens if I press, nope. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. 2, 3. Cut. 1, 2, 3. And so that was 4 of my feats. 1 equals. 2 equals. Thank you, Timely Timer. 3 equals. 4 equals. 5 equals. 6 equals. 7 equals. Cool. So we now have 4 powers that we can use for free. Basically anytime I want, forever. They're always free. I have 3 powers that are left over. So the way that the power system works with weapon masteries specifically is if you have the channeling class feature, if you're proficient with a weapon, you automatically gain the weapon mastery that weapon possesses. So like, for example, if I were proficient in a great a great sword and I attacked with it and hit, then I would automatically be able, I believe, to use the I think it's cleave. The cleave feature, which is if I hit a creature with a melee attack roll, I can then make a melee attack roll with the weapon against a second creature within 5 feet of the first that is also within your reach. The second attack can use a weapon mastery, but not a strike power. Let's see. Actually, let's go before we flesh out the rest of our powers. Let's go look at what the rest of the Battlemaster features are. So, going back up to the Battlemaster here. Combat superiority. When you take this archetype, your power die increases from a D6 to a D8. At 9th, it's D10 instead of a D8. And at 17th level, it's a D12 instead of a D10. Also, Student of War, you gain the skilled feat. You must choose one artisan tool among the 3 skills or tools selected. In addition, as a 1-minute meditation, you can swap one prepared power for a new one. You can do this once, regaining it when you finish a short or long rest. So what this means is, as a prepared power, that could be any weapon master. To complete the thought about weapon masteries, we can use any weapon that we want. And we can automatically use the mastery that's associated with that. Or that's a property of that weapon. That's the right term. But if we prepare a mastery, it becomes a combat mastery. And I can then use it with any weapon that qualifies. Like, for example, I can only use cleave attacks with melee weapons. I can only use grapple with melee weapons. I can only use nick with while dual wielding light weapons or unarmed attacks only. So those are the I think those are the only 3 limitations. There you go. So I want to take, I know I want to take push, so I can always push a target. But let's go back and look at. Combat superiority. Equals your power die increases from a D6 to a D8. And then Student of War. Equals, you get the skill feat. You must choose one artisan tool among the other 3 skills or tools. And in addition, as a 1-minute meditation, you can swap a prepared power with a new one. You can do this once, regaining it when you finish a short or long rest. And is that all I get? Yeah, and then level 7 we get Know Your Enemies, and then Master of Arms, and then Superior Maneuvers, and Unparalleled Power. Cool. Let's see. So in addition, oh wait, we forgot to pick up skills for the fighter. We already have our proficiencies. We already know our saving throw. Choose 2. Acrobatics, animal handling, athletics is a good one. Athletics. What else? History. History's not a bad one. History, and we gain skilled, so now we get a bunch of other additional ones. Let's go with leather working. Actually, hold on. Carpenter tools as a tool, and then we get 2 more proficiencies. Let's see what's some other stuff. We have survival already. We have perception. It's not negotiation, it's persuasion. Thank you. Man, this guy's decked out, dude. Insight and Intimidate. Do I have those listed? Insight, Intimidate. Let's see. Persuasion was 1. We took the tools. What else we got? Insight, we have it. History, we just took it. How about we take Arcana for the lulz, just for the hell of it. H I there. That's our stacks. And so that's good. ASI, Grand Level, Student of War, you get into skilled feat. Skilled Battlemaster equals pick artisan tool and 2 skills tools. There we go. I'm gonna hit save real quick and then edit so that I can make sure I don't lose it. There we go. Scroll that up. So now we have 3 powers left. So let's go shop for some fighting styles. Is that actually a thing? Are we going to get fighting styles or? Okay, I guess not. So let's go to feats. We'll find them that way. Okay, I guess not. So let's go to feats. Come on, baby. That crazy hang time, y'all. Source category is going to no, that's not right. Source, feat name, tags. Fighting style. There we go. And filter. There we go. Let's see. Defense. When you're wearing light, medium, or heavy armor, you gain +1 armor class. That's okay. Let's see. Interception. When a creature you can see hits another creature within 5 feet of you with an attack roll, you can take a reaction to reduce the damage dealt to the creature by 1d10 plus your proficiency bonus. You must be holding a shield or a simple or martial weapon when you use a reaction. Protection is when a creature you can see attacks a target other than you that is within 5 feet of you. You can take a reaction to interpose your shield. If you're holding one, you impose disadvantage on the triggered attack and all other attack rolls against that target until the start of your next turn if you remain within 5 feet of your character. I'm going to take that. Protection. Feat equals protection equals so we're going to take a shield. Jeez, verbose much? Disadvantage against attacks against that creature until the next turn, and as long as I don't move. Easy enough. Let's see what else. Yeah, interception. When a creature you can see hits another creature, attacks a creature other than you that's within 5 feet, you can take a reaction to interpose your shield. And when a creature you can see hits another creature within 5 feet of you with an attack roll, you can take a reaction to reduce the damage dealt. You know what? Nah, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take, I think instead I'm going to take my 2 remaining as mastery. Yeah, I'm going to take masteries. Equals. Let's go with push and topple. Those are good. Very basic. Target hit makes a Constitution saving throw or is prone. Let's blip, 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 blop, blip. There. Target you hit makes a con save or is prone. Or gains the prone condition. That's such weird language. There's nothing natural about that language. Push, move. Target you hit is... target you hit that is size large or smaller is moved up to 10 feet away from you. That's better language. I'm going to copy, bop, 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 bop. Let's update that language. Push. Masteries are considered cantrips, as though they were cantrips. They don't cost any mana to use. So you can't use a mastery with a strike power at the same time. And fortunately, this character is not using any strike powers right now, so that doesn't matter. There. Save that. Okay, that's our basic Battlemaster, and then we get to our 4th level. So let's tack on some chainmail. AC 17. Shield, +2 bonus, and let's see. Let's go with a longsword. D8 and Vex equals. You gain advantage on the next attack against the same creature you hit and damage until the end of your next turn. AC bonus is only +1, so I have an armor class of, chainmail AC is 15. +2, it takes it to 17. I get a +1 bonus from my dexterity. My armor class is 18. Cool, so if I were to play a character, there's sustained powers, there are strikes, reactions, maneuvers, and exploits. There's the 5 ranks. If I were to apply each point to color, I would have 2 of those disciplines could be white, 2 of those disciplines could be blue, and 1 of those 5 disciplines could be both white and blue. If I run out of white mana, I can't use that power anymore. If I run out of blue mana, I can't use that power anymore. If I run out of both white and blue mana, obviously I can't use that last one. However, we have built a character that literally requires 0 mana. So, or rather, the mana gets generated for us, so that mana will automatically be whatever color it is that we use with the efficient power. Like if I were to, what powers do I have? I've got maneuvers, I've got a reaction, and the rest of the stuff is cantrip style. So if I make my maneuvers and my reactions both white, then I could make strikes and exploits blue, and sustained powers would be both white and blue. However, I don't need to use any mana, so it doesn't really matter. It's just narrative for me. So mana, and let's go with attacks is long sword, +2 bonus, +5, long sword +5, Vex equals advantage. D8 +3 slashing damage, reach 5 feet. Unarmed plus 5. It is 3 bludgeoning damage, reach 5 feet. I should actually reword that. Equals 5-foot reach plus 5 attack equals 5 feet reach plus 5 attack. D8 plus 3 slashing damage. There. Super basic fighter. I've got a shitload of skills. I feel like I should push the skills up to the top. I've got a shitload of skills. I feel like I should push the skills up to the top. Plus 2. Boy, that's a list. And then my subclass features, I've got the second wind for healing my hit points. I'm not using mana right now. It's a very basic, simple type of character that doesn't need any mana. I got my action search, giving me an extra action as usual. And then my bonus action, I can my bonus powers are anticipate and coordinated attack, which I have up above. Combat superiority, I'm using a D8 instead of a D6. So let's integrate that into our powers. Quick investigation, you can search or study as a bonus action, and that's for free to use. I can use influence or study as a bonus action, which is free to use. Coordinated attack, you can empower one ally that you can see or hear to use their reaction to make an attack, rolling 1d8, adding 1d8, adding the result to the attack against the target you choose. Anticipate. Protection, that's a feat. And there you go. Very, very simple. Yeah, that character is done. And so if somebody were to want to join our playtest, they would be able to just pick up and use this character. Hopefully it's self-explanatory. It's got all the bits attached to it. There we go. So that is our character. It's designed to be incredibly simple, but again, every time you finish a long rest, you can swap one of these powers that we have selected down here in this stack of powers. We got, let's see, bonus equals maneuver. This is, and you can't change bonus actions, equals also bonus. And then again, bonus equals. And then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 powers, which are topple, push. Topple knocks people anytime I hit, like with my long sword. Instead of vexing them, I could choose to make them, they have to make a Constitution saving throw. The DC I'm going to use, that's actually something I need to, there we go. Let's tap that out. Let's go back up here to our power, our channeling option features, which is, let's see. Class features. Channeling, mana, powers, strength, channeling, ability, modifier, equals strength plus 3, a power save equals DC, it's 8 plus proficiency is 10, so DC 13. So that is my DC. So let's go to topple. Target makes me con save DC 13 or against the prone condition. Push is automatically pushed. If I hit using my sword, they automatically get pushed back. I've got the protection, so I can give disadvantage to anyone attacking my ally. I've got reaction to anticipate. They're contrasting the protection and the anticipate, but that's okay. Sometimes I need to pick one or the other. Like sometimes it's better for me to anticipate and kill something before it has a chance to attack my charge. But this is basically a pretty damn good bodyguard. I could use the search action to find a target that's hiding to be able to then be able to prevent them from sneak attacking on me, for instance. Efficient power. Yeah, there we go. Special features, class features. I feel like proficiencies should be further up. Let's put them here. Actually, attack should obviously be first. Obviously. There. Super simple. Okay, cool. This character is. If this was a more elaborate character sheet, maybe I could figure out how to do tables and stuff on it. But this is good enough for now. And then I can save the changes, and now it's pretty easy for you to track your character. Skills, powers, skills, maneuver modifiers, attacks. Yeah, there we go. Okay. That's the character. We're going to, I'm going to go ahead and cut it here. It's 5:30. That's probably long enough. Pretty good. Magic items and equipment is there. No GM notes to date. And so legal authority equals have the right to question citizens and enter areas in pursuit of lawful investigations. Bonus powers ×2. Renown. Hold on real quick. Yeah, I'm just going to leave that like that. Save changes. There we go. Okay, cool. We've built a character. That's our first character. We're going to, when we come back tomorrow, we should have time to, I think, let's build a rogue that also requires no mana by picking out our powers and then making them use the efficient power to clear them out, and then fill out the rest of our deck with feats, weapon masteries, or fighting styles. Yeah, there we go. So that's it for now, guys. Hopefully this is entertaining. These are things I need to build anyway for our Saturday morning game. So I want to make sure I have just the basics, the basic 4 built, the fighter, thief, barbarian, and fighter, rogue, barbarian, and we'll make a monk as well. So we're gonna have those basic 4 marshals, and then next week when we're back in, we'll be on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday the following week. We'll then build out more complicated characters, the ranger and the paladin, and then probably a warlock on top of that. And then the following week we'll build an arcane trickster. We'll build an Eldritch Knight, and I think we'll build an Artificer. So that'll be our stack of characters. And then everyone that's playtesting with us, if they want a copy of one of these generic characters, they can start customizing them, swapping things out. But this is designed so that if you're completely ignorant to the system, you can walk in and pick up this Battlemaster and just do all the things that are on the sheet. You don't have to worry about your mana at all. If you want to start worrying about mana, then you can choose to opt into it by removing one of the feats that makes one of those powers free, or removing one of the masteries or one of the free feats that you gained 1 to 7. Swap any of those out with something that does require mana, and then you can start adding and stacking effects. So these are very simple. There you go. That's a 3rd level character. This is one path that 5e could go to allow you to have simple characters that don't require a lot of thinking to play, so the player isn't overwhelmed. You could offer things like this as like pre-generated characters for players to have a ton of cool stuff that they can do without having to worry about resource management if they hate resource management. And then the later builds that we get into that are more and more complicated, we'll be leaning heavier and harder into utilizing action economy to sacrifice actions to generate mana for us to do more and more complicated things. So that's it for now, guys. I'll be out of here. I'm going to be back tomorrow morning to work on Eberron artwork. I'll be back at lunchtime to work on Simple Rogues. And then Thursday morning, I'll be back for Eberron. Thursday night, we'll be on continuing to work on the Bastion campaign document. And Friday morning, we'll be on for art. Friday lunch, we'll work on the Barbarian. And then Saturday, I'm going to try to get up early morning on Saturday and put in maybe some work for Spelljammer stuff. And then we'll have our playtest at 9:30, and then I'll be out for the day. So we'll be back on Monday morning. Thanks a lot, guys. I'll see you all on the other side. You have a great night. I'll be back in the morning.